Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thanks for joining us again this evening. We should have a really beautiful program for you. And it's day 13 of our 21-day journey together. I'm Kerry Hodson from San Francisco Bay Area. I live in Lafayette, and I work in architectural specifications for commercial projects. Just a reminder to get your Footsoak ready if you haven't already. So you want to get your dishpan with lukewarm water, a handful of salt, some towels, and a pitcher of water to rinse off. We'll be having a Footsoak in a little bit. So if you're new tonight, or you've only come a couple times and you'd like a review of what we've covered, you can watch the recordings on our website. Or you can, at the end of today's program, join a breakout room. Just send a message in the Zoom chat to breakout room help, and a Sahaja Yoga teacher will provide an introduction to Sahaja Yoga and help you with any questions. This is really based on your experience of self-realization, so I would encourage you to go ahead and do that if you're new, and then you can join the program. So you can request a mentor. So I mentioned that there are Sahaja Yoga teachers available. So you can get together with a mentor by filling out the form in the Zoom chat. If you've already requested a mentor, but you haven't been lined up with one, just allow us some time to find the right mentor for you. It's really important that you have somebody that's really going to be there for you and provide you with all the resources you need to move forward in your journey and really enjoy this. So on Friday, we cleared our left side with a candle flame. And on Sunday, we learned about using meditation to develop patience within. And then today, we're going to talk about being our own teacher. So we have the guru principle within us. We have this inner guidance. And so we're going to dive deep into that tonight. There are going to be two presenters, two Sajogis, friends who will do guided meditation. I'll do a guided meditation and I'll introduce you to Oleg, who will do a guided meditation. And we'll have a video of Shri Mataji, and we'll have a music video to help us go deeper into the topic that we're doing tonight. And then at the end, we'll have some Q&A with all of the presenters and some sharing at the end, and you'll get a chance to ask a few questions. Just to remind everyone that Sahaja Yoga is always free, and that includes anything that comes after the 21 days. So there's no there's no charge ever for any of our programs. So you can just keep going. Even after 21 days, we'll still have resources for you to continue to meditate. So at this time, let me go ahead and introduce my friends, two more presenters who are going to be with us tonight, guiding us through. Hi, Oleg. Nice to see you. Oleg comes from San Diego, and also Kristine does. Oleg, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone and let us know what you do.
Hello, everyone. I am in San Diego area, in Vista, California. Moved from Colorado, where I spent about 20 years since we moved to the United States, practicing Sahaja Yoga for many years and enjoy tremendously. And as a profession, I am a software engineer and like it as well.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing with us. And Kristine, I've known you for a long time too. So you're down in the same area as Oleg. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself quickly, and we'll.
No, we're actually neighbors. We're in North County. It's called, up north of San Diego, by about an hour. It's just beautiful here. My husband and I retired down here, or at least I retired. He's still working. I'm a retired environmental science professor. So it's kind of fun to be here for the guru um, meditation. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all at the end.
Great. Thanks, Kristine. We'll see you later. Okay, at this time, I'll go ahead and hand it over to Oleg. He's going to take us through the Footsoak and guided meditation. So go ahead, Oleg. Thank you.
Thank you, Kerry. So before we start, I would like to share a couple of thoughts about the void area, which we're going to work on today and focus on, which resides right around our belly, surrounding our throat chakra, which is Nabi chakra, and indicated here on our palms as a big green circle in the middle of our palms surrounding this center itself. So the surrounding ring is our void. And during this meditation, with the Footsoak, we'll focus on awakening of some of the major qualities of void, which are you see in front of yourself, and we'll elaborate a little bit during meditation by focusing on these qualities and asking your inner energy, your own kundalini, to awaken those. Okay, let's start. Let's first go inside of ourselves by bringing your attention inside and basically slowing down your breathing to connect with your inner self, whichever way you find it useful and comfortable. Something inside is already awakened, your own kundalini is awakened, your inner energy is awakened, and the deeper we go, the deeper we develop our Sahaja Yoga, our personal yoga, the more connected we become with our own kundalini, and through this connection to the universe. Take a deep breath. And gently ask your own kundalini, Mother Energy or Mother Kundalini, please rise. Next, we're going to help the process with the raising our own kundalini with the movement of our hands. So let's do it all together. First, we raise our kundalini to awaken and to protect our left channel. Mix it up above your head and bring your hands down. Second, to awaken and to protect our right channel. Mix it up, tie it twice, and bring your hands down. And third time, to awaken and to protect our central channel. And attention goes with our hands and tied 3 times. Now attention is tied above our heads. We bring our hands down, but attention stays above. And second part is protection. We call it bandhan. Right hand across your body to the left, and we start moving like you're drawing a rainbow above our heads to the right and back to the left. And we do it 7 times. Keep your attention on top of our heads, swords on the level of our Nabi chakra, 4 on the level of our heart, and back, 5th level of our shoulder neck area, 6th level of our forehead, and 7 on top of our heads. Now, the idea behind every technique, including the one we're going to exercise right now, which is called Footsoak, is to give elements to absorb all the disbalances from our subtle system. And the major part of this letting elements work on us is not only staying thoughtless, but also staying connected in the state of yoga to the universe itself, meaning to elements themselves. So let's keep our attention on top of our heads, above thoughts, and vibrate the water. If you have your bucket with water with salt prepared, I do it right in front of me. Vibrate it by spinning your hand in a clockwise direction. Spin it several times with attention from the top of our heads through the palm into the water. Basically, what we do by vibrating it, we ask the universe to bring the power of the ocean into the bucket with water. Now, when it's ready, we put our feet in, hands on our lap, and enjoy ourselves. Let's connect our first energy center, first chakra, Muladhara chakra, with the top by splitting our attention like on the bridge between these two, and ask energy within, please purify my first energy center, which gives us innocence and purity and wisdom. To give our Kundalini proper grounding point where she can feel comfortable and raise from. Now, let's put our right palm right in the middle of our belly button, right on the belly button, in the middle of our belly. This is how we cover a big part of our void. This is energy area which surrounds our throat chakra, which is created by the rotation of the second one during the evolution, our personal human evolution. So it is very much related to the qualities of both second and third chakra. And so it provides us with the qualities of righteousness and very dependent on what kind of knowledge we follow and use in our lives. So we just very gently, very humbly ask our own energy, Mother Kundalini, please purify my void. Because if our void is not balanced, and majority of us experience it during our lives, all our opinions and actions based on illusions, not the pure knowledge, not the absolute knowledge, but illusions. So we ask our own Kundalini to purify our void, to fill our void with pure vibrations. Similarly, how we spin our hand when we vibrate the water in the bucket, let's do the same for the void. Detach your hand, right hand, from your belly, left palm on the lap, open upwards. And we start spinning our right palm, fingers of our right palm clockwise, meaning left down, right up. If you open your eyes, you may see my rotation is somewhat misleading because it's mirroring my video. So just make sure that you start from the top and move down left. This is the right direction. You spin it several times by keeping your attention on top and on the void, on top of your head and the void. And ask, Mother Kundalini, please awaken, purify my void, fill it with the divine vibrations. Establish, after several spins like this, we can release, make a motion of release your hand down towards bucket or towards ground. By purifying our void, we ask to establish our guru principle, the principle of teacher for yourself, which comes with a lot of benefits. We become more disciplined, we become naturally more patient, not easy to mislead us anymore. We become self-gurus for ourselves. Guru or master is the one who is very grounded, stands firmly with 2 feet on the ground, knows his way in the real time. Now let's bring right palm on the lap, both hands on the lap. Close your eyes. Let's let our Kundalini to do the magic. Just witness. See if we can feel it. Some coolness on our palms, specifically indicating the void area. Or maybe within our subtle system, within the belly itself. Or above Sahasrara, the top chakra, round one. In any case, we're looking for that pause in our heads, complete silence. If you don't feel coolness on your palms, if you don't experience that silence, even for a part of a second, but instead still fight the thoughts and questions and arguments in your head, don't be frustrated. We all experience something like this periodically. Just be patient. Just ask your Kundalini, maybe face your thoughts and very gently distance yourself from those thoughts, telling them, not you, not now. I like to add to this, I am busy with myself. which is the essence of who we are. So, and again, your Kundalini, Mother Energy, or Shri Kundalini, please enlighten my void, purify my void, please awaken and establish my Guru Tattva, Guru principle, mastery, self-mastery principle. And please lift my attention to the state of thoughtless awareness, to the state of yoga where we all can experience the beauty and the peace and joy and bliss of meditation. Now, we can very gently, slowly open our eyes. Try to keep your attention on top of your head and continue that state of thoughtlessness. We're going to finish with the Footsoak without shifting our attention. Just grab your rinsing water, rinse your feet. Towel it off. No need to flush it, the bucket, just put it aside. We'll do it after the program or at the end of the program. Now let's see how condition of our subtle system improved. We can check it by connecting top of our heads and to our palms on our lap and see if you can feel gentle coolness on certain maybe areas on our palms, or maybe on the whole palm area, including the fingertips, or maybe some will be cool, some will be warm. That's normal. Maybe you don't feel at all. Also normal. You'll start sensing this once your vibratory awareness increases and develops. Let's bring one hand above your head and check if you can feel the stream of your Kundalini above your head. If you do feel, especially if you feel cool breeze above your head, in your hand, your palm should be 5 to 10 inches above your head, but if you feel the breeze, you can raise it even higher. If you don't feel, then move it a little bit left, right, forward, backwards, to find the spot. Sometimes it is somewhere you should find it. You feel it, great. You are balanced, your Kundalini is awakened and strongly connecting you. If you don't, means, especially if you start sensing tingling and numbness on your fingertips, it indicates that your subtle system is still not as balanced as you would like it to be. And that's why you're coming here. That's why we do Footsoak. That's why we are learning techniques to cleanse our system and to improve with every meditation session. I invite you all of us, to continue with the video of Shri Mataji, who is the founder of Sahaja Yoga, and she is our teacher. Luckily for us, we have a very powerful teacher, very knowledgeable, and it's very easy to learn from. Really easy. Because she explains so many deep subjects in a very simple way. So I invite everybody to enjoy the video while keeping your attention on top of your head and palms are opened to absorb the vibrations and help you to really deepen, not only with mental understanding, but through this process with cleansing and tuning your subtle system as well.
So one must know that there must be something more we have to know. I would put it this way, that in the West, whatever knowledge we have had about science or about other things is like the knowledge of the tree which is outside. Now, whatever Dr. Warren has told you is the knowledge of the roots. Now, supposing if the East has learnt this knowledge from you, has tried to understand this knowledge of science, of course, which is not very fruitful also, but doesn't matter. They have tried to learn this knowledge of science. Why not we try to learn the knowledge of the roots? The roots of the tree of life. Why should we not try to find out what are the roots which are to be nourished, which were neglected, and that's why we have problems. These are the roots within us, which are being described. And when these roots are understood, then only we will see that something more has to happen, that we have to feel those roots. We don't feel them on our central nervous system. We have no sensitivity at all within us. For example, now supposing a person is getting mad, he is not conscious of it, that he is getting mad. Or if he develops some disease, he doesn't become conscious of it till he gets some pain. But actually these centers are the subtle energy centers which give energy to the plexuses and look after us very well. But how to enlighten these centers? That was the big problem. How to enlighten these centers so that we start feeling our roots. For that, God Almighty, who is our Father, who is very kind and gentle, in His all care has made this beautiful thing within us. And all of them are like the milestones of our evolution. These centers are to be enlightened. And when they are to be enlightened, something has to be done. For that, in the triangular bone here is placed the energy called the Kundalini. It's a Sanskrit word meaning the coils. It is in 3.5 coils for a particular mathematical reason. A mathematician can understand 3.5 is very important coefficient. 3.5 coils, it is placed there. And this has to be awakened like a primule in a seed to enlighten all these 6 centers and ultimately enter through this center, which is the 6th one in this order, because the 7th one lies down below the Kundalini. This is the important thing that has to happen to us to become the spirit that Christ has told us, that we have to become the spirit, that we are to be born again. It is again certifying ourselves that we are born again. You do not become. Let us accept one thing. We are not going to live with myths and dishonesty. If we are going to be honest with ourselves, it is beneficial to us. It is benevolent for us to be honest with ourselves and to realize that by giving ourselves certificates, we do not become anything. It's only a mental projection. Whether I call myself a Christian or a Muslim or a Hindu makes no difference whatsoever. Whatever dress I wear or howsoever I comb my hair makes no difference to me at all. In all honesty, we have to perceive and see. To reach that absolute stage, this Kundalini has to rise. There's no other way out. So the desire of God is that you should become the citizen of His kingdom, that you should enter into His kingdom and enjoy all the fruits of His blessings, understandingly, knowingly, on your central nervous system. This is His pure desire. And if that pure desire within us rises, then we see that all other desires were useless. And they are not pure either. Because we have some desires, say for example, we want to have a car, all right, have a car. They want to have a house, have a house. We're never satisfied. In general, it is said that wants are not satiable. Because they are not wants, they are artificial wants. The real want, the real desire is this one. This energy of pure desire that says you have to unite with the divine, with the all-pervading power of God. That is our pure desire. And unless and until that desire is completed, you may do any kind of things, you may go to all kinds of things, try anything, you can never achieve it. Now, this is a living process because God is a living being. He is not empty words. He is not just something like a dead book. He is not. He is a living God. He is a living energy. And this is a living process. So it has to be spontaneous. It has to be spontaneous if it is living. For example, there's a seed and you want to sprout it. Can you order it? Can you mentally say, all right, it has now sprouted? Can you say that, all right, I'll read these mantras to you or Bible to you or do this? Will it rise? No, it won't. It's a living process. You have to place it in the Mother Earth. Spontaneously it will rise. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to imagine anything. It will rise. And that's what it is, that this Kundalini has to be awakened. In the same manner, in the living process. Now, many people are surprised that I don't charge any money. How can you charge money for love, first of all? And this love, which is so spontaneous, I don't do anything, I'm just standing before you. I'm doing nothing at all. But if that love is, say, flowing all over, and if you get this awakening because of my presence, I'm doing nothing, it's your own. Whatever is your own, this Kundalini is your own, your desire is your own, and if you achieve your realization, it's your own. What is there to charge for? To be honest, I don't do anything. There's no obligation at all. It's just a catalyst. Then you become the catalyst, then the third person becomes the catalyst. Everybody can become the catalyst, but one has to be honest and truthful. Otherwise, you cannot find truth. If you are living with myths, how can you find the truth? Now the modern Sahaja Yoga, what I call it, whatever the way I'm trying it, is a little different that people could have used before. Like they first wanted to clear chakras after chakras, everything, and then go through all kinds of penances and all that and rise the Kundalini. Because people needed this cleansing. Now, what I thought was the easiest method is somehow or other to raise the Kundalini. Somehow. Make it even a little glimpse of the light into people. Let the light coming in the lamp. Let the lamp be seen by the people themselves. When the Kundalini rises, you see, there's a flickering, say, of the light. You can see yourself what's wrong with you, which chakra is catching, where is the problem. And then it's very easy to correct.
Okay, let's take a breath. And as we exhale, we're just keeping our hands open and our attention at the top of the head. Just relax your shoulders. Keep your feet a little bit apart from each other on the floor. And as we continue to keep our attention above the head in meditation, we'll just listen to a selection of music called Ocean. And so we can also keep our attention at the level of the void as we listen. And really feel the depth of the ocean.
Ocean, take me in your arms and engulf me whole. My total being is yours. I return to you. Ocean, I am merely a drop carried on the current of time.
place our right hand at the lower part of your abdomen on the left side. Here you can say, Mother, I just want the truth. Please give me the pure knowledge. We'll now place our right hand at the upper part of the abdomen on the left side. Really relax the abdomen completely. Breathe deep into your abdomen. In this moment, there's no worries. Mother, I am my own guide. I trust my inner guidance. We'll slide our right hand towards the center at the top of the abdomen, at the solar plexus. We'll begin to slow down our breathing. Take a deep breath in through your nose and hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Wait. Exhaling. Just allow your breath to go into its natural rhythm. There's no thought, just well-being and peace. We'll relax our right hand back into our lap. We can rub our hands together and just shake them out. Take a breath. You can pull your shoulders back. Just relax all of those muscles. And we're going to take our left hand now and switch over and place it on the right side of the lower part of our abdomen. So just the opposite. Let's bring our attention to the right side. If your attention drifts into thoughts, just go back to breathing more slowly. And just keep your awareness on this center. And here we can say, Mother Kundalini, please soothe down all this excessive thinking. Cool down all this activity of the day. As if the water is calm now. We can now move that left hand up to the upper part of your abdomen on the right side. All the abdominal muscles are relaxed. We're not holding anything tight. And just as we are our own teacher, we are also the disciple. Here we need a clear attention. So we can say, Mother Kundalini, please purify my attention. Help me with that inner awareness. And we'll just now relax the left hand back into our lap. Take a big deep breath. Exhaling and just letting go. Leave a little space when you inhale before you exhale. Now we can take the right hand and place it on our heart on the left side. Put your full attention in the heart, where resides our spirit. Now that the void is balanced, we can ask the Mother Kundalini, please come into my heart. I am not all of these thoughts. I am not the reactions. I am pure awareness. I am pure consciousness. I am the pure bliss of my spirit. Place our right hand across our forehead, bend our head down slightly, and really forgive. Forgive and let go of all of the thoughts. Mother Kundalini, make me a forgiving person. You can press the sides a little bit, just the temples. And let's stretch our hand and put the center of the palm on the crown of the head at the seventh center. And just massage clockwise a little bit so we have some pressure. You can press it. Mother Kundalini, please help me establish my attention at the seventh center. Help me go into the silence and touch my own depth. So we'll once again raise our hand up. We'll relax our hand back into our lap. Take a deep breath again. And let your pure awareness settle in that space above your head. And you can raise your attention even higher. Okay, let's take a breath. And as we exhale, we can open our eyes. Beautiful. So let's just have a couple of announcements and then we'll bring our presenters back for some Q&A. So coming up this Wednesday, October 9th, we'll focus on our first energy center, which is the Muladhara chakra. In Sanskrit, Muladhara means the support of the root. This chakra is the base of our subtle system and brings us purity, innocence, joy, and wisdom. For program resources, you can join our WhatsApp group for daily spiritual messages and course reminders. The link to join is in the Zoom chat. And we have live session links for the recorded sessions. And there's also handouts and more at sahajayoga.org, or you can use the QR code on the screen. To join the mentor program and find the mentor sign-up form in the chat, you can request to have a Sahaja Yoga teacher to work with you one-on-one. And you can share with this person and you know, give some of your experiences and get help, and they'll answer questions and help guide you toward a deeper experience, as they've been doing it for a long time. So to ask questions, you can write to breakout room help to meet with a Sahaja Yoga teacher in a breakout room at this time, or you can write to the chat Q&A or write directly to me with questions for our presenters. So right now we're going to bring, so the presenters that we're bringing on will answer written questions and share their experiences in the main room. And you can also go right now into a breakout room if you want to. You just need to put that in the chat and they'll find a breakout room for you. So let's go ahead and have Kristine and Oleg back on. Hello.
So
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with a question. So how have you experienced the quality of being your own teacher in your life? How about taking that one, Kristine?
okay, that's such a big subject because I, after a decade in doing this meditation, I became a teacher. And when you become a teacher and you're teaching something, you really learn so much every day because you have to figure out how to talk with others, how to reach these people that may not have a clue of what you're talking about, how to reach through that gap between you and communicate with them and get your ideas across. And I teach about the environment, and I find that everything makes sense if you look at it through nature. So I just have to be a teacher every day in my own life and teach my students to look at whatever they're doing, is it sustainable, you know? The answer is all there. Is your relationships were sustainable? Is your purchase sustainable? Is whatever you're doing sustainable? It all makes sense. So anyway, Oleg, what's been your experience?
I felt like at some point, when you follow some ideas, some readings, in my case, I read quite a bit before starting practice Sahaja Yoga, and I realized that what I was reading is full of questionable opinions. and I started to really digging into what I heard from Shri Mataji, lecture after lecture after lecture. And Shri Mataji gave so many of those publicly and privately. And this recognition of the ability to apply what I heard from Shri Mataji to my daily life was, I think, a very remarkable change in regards to my void. Not to say that it is balanced enough, it is still not, but I think that recognition happened at some point when I maybe somewhat around 5 to 10 years practicing Sahaja Yoga. And since then, it grew within, in the sense that understanding that this disciple part in me very much connected to the guru, teacher itself. And so these two help each other. And following teachings of Shri Mataji so easy, in the sense that she provides a lot of guidance, a lot of suggestions, what to do, what not. She would say she never says what not to do, but mostly focusing on what to do and how to do became something very natural and helped a lot. And I think this is where the guru principle started to slowly kind of awakening, and I started to be very much aware of this void of myself.
Excellent.
Especially,
Yeah. Great. So we have another question. How does strengthening your void change the way you approach daily life? And does it change your ability to feel vibrations? I could take that one. I'm just bouncing off some of what Oleg said. There is this interesting thing when we say we are our own guru. We also automatically are our own disciple, because you have to have a disciple to have that relationship. So I think part of the daily approach for me is to, I think there's something that can come in between us, the guru and the disciple, and that is our thoughts can interrupt. Like, say, for example, you want to get up early and meditate. Alarm goes off, and you say, "Oh, I can sleep a little bit longer." So that's a point where we are getting in our own way. And I think as you strengthen, as you meditate more, you know what it is that you need to do to really go further in your yoga. And that's all on us, right? That's all our internal guru-disciple relationship. Because whatever we're doing, whatever we're trying to improve on or practice, whether it's learning a new language or learning music, for example, we have to study, we have to practice, and the same goes for meditation. And then it just becomes natural, and we don't have to think about it so much. It just becomes a natural thing, and you start to feel how your subtle system improves, how your vibrations improve. And that's really all down to this guru principle within you. It's really down to that. Your sense of self-mastery starts to come in. You start to trust yourself more, and you begin to trust the vibrations more. So does anybody want to add to that question? It's really about strengthening the void. and how that changes how you
You-
approach things.
Yeah, I found that strengthening my void made me feel it made me really feel inside of me what's right and what's wrong for me. Like I'd always felt buffeted around by the influences of others.
Mm.
And I remember my father's famous saying to his children was, if your friends told you to jump off the Brooklyn Bridge, would you do it? And later I realized that he was saying I was letting my peers influence my thinking and tell me what I should do, where it was often very stupid stuff. And it was like magic for me when I got my realization. I immediately began to feel inside of me what was right and what was wrong. And I no longer follow the bad advice that I heard. I just turn on the TV and I'd hear it and I go, ah, nonsense. And that's the thing that I love about meditation. It makes the world make sense.
Mm.
You know, when someone's talking, I go, oh, that's baloney, or that's true. So it's just a very different and beautiful way to go through life. And I'm much more assured because a lot of times the bad things that happen to us come through our bad choices. But if you stop and you listen to your Kundalini, you get good advice. So I don't know, that's
Great. So Kristine, can you share with them, like, what does it feel like when you start to use this vibratory awareness for this, it's kind of like the, the BS detector you're talking about, where you're hearing something and how does that show up for you in the vibrations when it just doesn't sound off, or it sounds like a manipulative kind of narrative? How does that show up for you?
well, I'd say sort of in two ways. One is I just know, like you just hear something, you're not even listening to the words, but you just feel, that's really off. But then also sometimes it's a little more confusing. So you just put out your hands and you just ask Mother Kundalini to show you what are the vibrations of this whatever. Like this weekend, something was going on, and I said, "Oh, this feels a bit funky." I just put out my hands and I said, "What's the vibrations of this?" And then I immediately felt like heat on my hands and catches, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's not my imagination. This is not a good thing." And then you know how to. The solution presents itself, or you can extricate yourself from the situation. You go, "Oh, excuse me, I have to go now." Something like that. So I really find sometimes you just know inside of yourself, not in your head. I'm not talking about thinking. I'm not talking about thinking. I'm talking about know it in your gut, in your void. You know it in your gut, or you can feel it on your hands or in your body. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's like we have this inner knowing built in, and it has a purpose, but we just need to connect with that through the Kundalini awakening. Brilliant. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to what you're saying, because there's so much information coming at us all the time, and some of it just doesn't sound right at all. So next question. Let's see if we have another chat question here. Okay. We have all had mentors who were important to us as we began to practice Sahaja Yoga. Tell us about how a mentor helped you at some point in your journey. Anything stand out for you, Oleg? You remember a yogi, a wise yogi being a good guide and how that worked out for you?
It was, and still is, luckily. We started Sahaja Yoga practicing with very, very small collective. We didn't have Zoom programs like those. Obviously, it was a long time ago, so it was a foreign country for me. A lot of struggle on every facet of the life, and suddenly Austrian yogis, together with German yogis, came to help us out. And one of the, at that time, one of the, in my eyes, great yogis who was guiding the whole group, came among those and gave us a couple of examples how public programs are run. And since then, we became very good friends. And obviously, I learned from him a lot. And during that time, I remember how shaky I was in terms of really stepping in front of the people and guiding meditation. I was rookie. I didn't know much about Sahaja Yoga. I didn't feel my vibrations. I occasionally felt that silence above my head, in my head, and I was so full of fear. And I asked him, I remember, how can I guide meditation if I at this stage? And he said, easy, just something along these lines. Give up. Give up your mental projections. Instead, ask her to guide. And I tried it, and it seems to work. At least for me, I felt much easier, much better. And since then, I follow this suggestion, and very, very grateful for this yogi, who is Austrian yogi, old yogi, uh, who did that initial push, supportive push in
Mhm.
my growth.
That's extraordinary. I mean, that's one of the really cool things about Sahaja Yoga is, you can guide a meditation and give self-realization to other people, even like really early on. So that's really jumping in with both feet, right? He's just giving you a little push into, and I think sometimes that is how we learn, right? Like sometimes you just have to, push past the fear and just jump in both feet and then, you kind of surprise yourself that it's like yourself looking at yourself, right? It's pretty cool. How about you, Kristine? Do you have any nuggets from early on? Like what? I mean, I think
Oh,
what I'm really curious about and maybe might be helpful for folks who are trying this is like, what is it about this that gives you that? Like sometimes you don't feel it right away, but what is it about it in the beginning that guides you? Like, is there sometimes there's a person, but sometimes it's just this experience of that inner knowing, like this is the right path that I'm on. I know this is wholesome. I know this is leading to, the evolution of your awareness. But the beginning is like you have to trust, but there's that inner knowing. So not putting words in your mouth, but really just, I think it's helpful for people to hear like the early days. What was it that just kept you moving on that path?
yeah, I had somebody who really was very strong in herself, and she she taught me to not look to others for answers, to look inside myself for answers. Because we were from a time in an education and even upbringing where we were taught that all valid learning came from reading books and from what our teachers told us, that we followed to directions. We were always looking for someone to tell us what to do. Particularly me, I was in from science, You didn't move one step until you had proved everything and had all this, backing behind you. So this was a really novel idea, was to look inside myself for an answer. But she was really strong, because there I'd be falling apart. She'd go, nope, now you know the answer. It's inside of you. Don't come asking me. You just sit down, you meditate, you figure it out. It's inside of you. And it would be. It was like magic, And she also taught me to look at the outcome of every drama that happened in my life, whether it was good or bad, that it was an experience, and it was a learning experience. And literally you could be like, I don't know, you step in something in the road, and she would find something that you would learn from that, So one thing that really helped too is, Shri Mataji would talk about, you'd hear in her talks that she's talking about, and now people hear that she's talking about witness things. And I was like, witness, what does that mean? What does that mean? And I get it, because I'd always been taught to think, rationalize, analyze, science. And no, but she really helped me to understand that it's to see through that veil of mental nonsense and expectations and conditionings that cover our brain, and just to watch and observe without thinking, without reaction, and then everything, you understand everything. It just comes to you without thinking. So the answers and everything just come to you without thinking, but you have to experience it. So I'm just going to say, if something comes up in your life, sit down, meditate. And when you're in the state of meditation, don't think, but when you're in the state of meditation, put the question right here in the top of your head. Just ask Mother Kundalini to show you the answer. And it may come at that moment, or sometime in the next week, all of a sudden you'll just have the answer to whatever your question was. So those are the things that she taught me that I think are really important to learn when you're just starting out. Because it takes a while to learn to trust yourself, to trust your Kundalini. But if you try that, sit down, ask the question when you're in meditation, see what happens.
Amazing. That's great. Yeah, I think that sentence you just said, the trust yourself, I think that meditation is coming back to that part of ourselves, the deepest part of ourselves has all the knowledge. It's like a universe in there, right? And it's all there, but we have to trust. And because we're kind of taught that it's all outside influence coming in, really coming into the void area, what we talked about tonight, all that outside influence coming in. And this really flips it around, and it gets you into that place where, all of those thoughts, which if you really observe thought, a lot of it's not really generated from within us. It's all this stuff from outside, and it's just coming up, bubbling up in our brain and getting inside. And that area that we talked about tonight, this deeper part of ourselves, it has all the answers. All the pure knowledge is right there. And it's just a matter of trust yourself. And with that, I think this is a good place to end the evening, though we'd love to just sit here and chat and with you all. We're looking forward to Wednesday's program. Again, we're going to do the Muladhara chakra. So don't miss it. It's really the foundation of everything. So it's been a wonderful evening, and we've enjoyed sharing with you all and feeling this amazing vibrations. I hope everyone's starting to get sensitive and feels the peace and feels that tranquility and silence And so with that, we'll sign off. And to my North County San Diego buddies, thanks for joining me and spending your evening. And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Right.
Good night.